Hi everyone, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com. You will remember last week we made the Pixie Pocket Purse. I put a survey out on the community forum here for the channel asking our community if you all would be interested in a series of mini tutorials that just demonstrate individual Pixie Pocket panels. So today we are going to be making the zipper panel with the credit card pockets that was featured on our first fundamental video. So I'm going to link everything up in the notes for you as this series continues so that you can find all the panel variations plus that first fundamental video, okay? Now there are two versions of that fundamental video. One of them I cranked up the volume because I realized some of you could not hear me. So I'm going to link to both down there. So if you're having trouble hearing, just click on that second link for the construction method. I wanted to show you the panel that we're going to create today. I opted to use an awesome slate gray wax canvas. I love the wax canvas for bags because it is stain and water repellent and very durable. And then my favorite feature about it is when you crinkle it up, it gets that aged patina about it. So I'll put a link in the notes to my favorite source for the wax canvas as well. But this is the panel we're going to make today. It has a zipper pocket, and then your sides, of course, will be attached when you finish your bag, but then inside are 3 credit card slips. So when you're using the bag, your money and cards are secure. So shall we get started? All right, so for the zippered Pixie panel with credit card pockets, you are going to need 2 pieces of fabric which measure 4.5 inches across by 10 inches tall. And we're going to fold those to create the credit card slips. So press them in half, right sides facing, and then take that top piece and fold that in half equally and press it. And then take the back piece and fold that over 1 inch from the bottom. And then what that does is create the little staggered lip at the top there so that you can slip a card in there. You're going to repeat that process so that you have 2 sets of pockets, and then you just layer those on top of each other. And what you want to do is get a credit card or a business card and put that in the pocket so that it hits just at the top, and then feel down to where the base of that is and mark it. Repeat that process for the second panel as well. And then we're going to stitch across there so that the credit cards don't fall too far down into the pocket. This one here is going to be layered on the underside, but this one is going to be on top, so I don't want to see that stitch line. So I'm just going to lift up that front panel and then stitch across the 1 inch. And then I'm going to fold that back down and bring it over and layer it on top of the first pair of pockets. And I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in there to hold everything. And then I want to turn that over, and on that back side I'm going to go ahead and fold that under. Then I want to stitch across that bottom folded edge to hold all these layers in place. Okay, so I have my 2 pocket panels. Now I want to take a piece of trim that's 2 inches wide by 4.5 inches tall, fold that in half, press, open that up, bring the raw edges inward, press, and fold that over. And this is just going to become the trim for these side raw edges. So I'm going to sandwich those in between there. And I want to center that. There is some overlap on either end so that you can fold that under and have a finished edge. But first you need to get that centered on the credit card pocket. And then you can test fit, and this is wide enough for the card to clear, which is wonderful. So then those top edges are going to get folded under, and you can line them right up with the top of the pocket, or you can just fold them over a smidgen at the top and create kind of like an H. You can trim them and then fold them over a little. I just didn't want you to not have enough trim. Okay, then you take your Pixie Pocket Body Panel, which is 8 inches wide by 9 inches tall. This time I'm using an awesome wax canvas, and I love the wax canvas because when you crinkle it up like that, it gives this totally awesome worn leather-like look. So I'll put a link in the notes to my favorite wax canvas supplier in case you're interested in making your Pixie Pocket book from the wax canvas. So I'm going to center this credit card pocket on the body panel and pin that in place with that center pin, and then go ahead and stitch the credit card pockets in place and fold over the top and bottom edges of that trim. You can come back in here across that bottom seam and stitch that base of that credit card pocket in place. It's optional if you want to stitch across the top here. You'll have a deeper pocket in the back if you don't. Okay, I have my credit card pockets all framed out on that body panel. And the card fits in there nice. So there's 1, 2, 3 slips there, and each slip will hold multiple cards. Then I want to fashion the zipper pocket, and that is crafted using a 7-inch zipper, but the zipper end to end will measure closer to 8 inches. And 2 pieces of material. I have the wax canvas on the outside and some quilt weight cotton as the lining, and those panels are 8 by 8. I folded over the top lip a 1/2 inch, and I want to line up that top edge and insert that zipper tape in between. And then I'm going to stitch across there to secure that bottom portion of the zipper. The base of that zipper is secure. Now I want to take an 8 by 2 inch strip of the wax canvas, press that in half, fold those raw edges inward, and then fold that over one more time. And this is going to become the trim for the top of that zipper. So I'm just going to sandwich that zipper tape in there. And then pin that in place. And same thing, I'm going to stitch across that top edge to secure that trim to that zipper tape. Okay, and that's what the back side of the pocket looks like, and the front side of the pocket. And then you just want to make sure you have your credit card slip pockets facing up, and then you can position that zipper pocket right on top of that body panel. You may have to bump that down because remember you're going to install grommets in the top and fold that. So for this, the length of the pocket was increased because of that zipper trim. So I would bump that down so that the top of that zipper trim is 2 inches from the top of your panel, and you will have a little bit of overhang, but that'll still give you lots of room to fold the panel under and install the grommets. And you can just trim off that extra off the back. So now I just need to stitch across the top there to secure that zipper panel. The zipper panel is attached. If you flip that over on the back side, you can see the overhang there. It's okay to go ahead and trim that off now if you like, or you can trim it after you attach the 2 body panels together. Okay, so if you peek under there, you got your credit card pockets, and then when you unzip, you'll be able to access the credit card pockets and then keep your valuables secure. I have my slip pocket panel already crafted, and I divided that underneath the wax canvas so I didn't see the stitch line, so it's big enough for the cell phone. Then follow the assembly instructions in that first video, which I'll link to in the notes. I hope you enjoyed this mini Pixie Pocket Panel tutorial. We're going to make a few more of these. I think this is a great way to demonstrate basic bag making techniques. For example, this zipper pocket with the credit cards could be replicated on another project on a larger scale. So we're going to continue this for a few more episodes. If you're not interested, check back in a few weeks, and I'm sure we'll be moving on to something else. Otherwise, I will see the rest of you next week for another Pixie Pocket Panel. Until then, creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you all have a beautiful week.